What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we're here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing the analysis, match reaction, match review of the Manchester City away game at St James's Park against Newcastle United, where once again, current reoccurring theme of this season, another disappointing result for Manchester City and another, well, potentially, not even potentially, it was a disappointing performance from Manchester City, particularly in defence. But before we start talking about all that, make sure, like always, if you're interested in enjoying the content, make sure you subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, put your push notifications on. Make sure also you check out my social media links, which you can find in the description below and popping up on screen for my Twitter and Instagram. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video, and most importantly, let me know your thoughts of this game in the comments below and Manchester City's prospects for the season. So we're going to crack on with this video, and first up, talk about the game very quickly. So big news was Rodri was dropped. Gundogan came back in at defensive midfield, as we saw Fernandinho starting once again at centre-back, which I feel like it's run its course. I mean, Fernandinho he's played well at centre-back, but I feel like it's just run its course. I feel like Fernandinho is a lot better, suits City a lot more at defensive midfield. That I don't know. Do you know where I'm coming from with this? Like, I don't know. Anyway, Otamendi benched. David Silva was back in. Bernardo Silva on the bench as Riyad Mahrez started. So Kyle Walker coming back into two things that I'd called for. Two form players. Didn't work, so yeah, we'll have to just move on from there. Okay team, in my opinion. Could have been worse, could have been better. That's just my opinion. I'm not going to question Pep Guardiola. I'm not Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola is one of the best managers in the world. Why would I question him? But he does need to try and find a way here to try and pick up the City players, because they must be feeling very low right now. I would be. I'm a fan, so players will be feeling very low too. So we need to, like I said, just get the passion back into the players and into the hearts. That's what they need to try and do here. Stop playing so robotic and the same system, and it all just looks systematic, and it's all a little bit predictable, and teams just know what to do. It's getting to a point where it's not just good teams that know what to do. It's getting to the fact that a lot of teams know what to do, so it's a cause for concern. Longstaff brothers for the Newcastle, they were on the bench. Hayden started, Shelvey 2 in the middle, Joe Linton up front, St Maximin, he was starting out wide too. Atsu and Gale on the bench, who did come on in the second half. Andy Carroll not even in the squad. No Lascelles, who said that Newcastle were going to be very aggressive in this game. They weren't that aggressive, they're just very defensive. No Matt Ritchie either, after his penalty won it at St James's Park for Newcastle last season. So, in the first half, pretty flat first 15 minutes. I said I wanted City to be nice and aggressive, give Newcastle something to think about. Didn't really come in the first 10-15 minutes. Again, bit disappointing. Just one chance, Fernandinho header went over the bar from a corner. City were dominating in possession, looking a little bit more hungrier than what we have in the last couple of games, which was good, and that did pay off. 22 minutes. Raheem and David Silva managed to play ping pong. Good bit of passing, good back heel from David Silva after getting a couple of deflections. Gets it through to Raheem Sterling, takes it first time on his right foot, hits the outside of the post. Hits the inside of the outside post and into the back of the net. Good play, good finish, good goal from Manchester City. 1-0. That'll do me. 3 minutes later, Newcastle managed to respond. Willems got into space in Manchester City box. After some good Newcastle build-up, managed to equalise. It's quite similar to City's goal, really, and finished quite well. He did finish well, so fair credit to him for that. But just 3 minutes our lead lasted, and our game plan, obviously, to go 1-0 up and try and get that killer second goal. When you're doing as bad defending as what we did, it baffles me. Half-time, pretty flat, to be honest. Looks like our passing was a little bit pedestrian, really. Bit too predictable, too slow. Needed to get them subs in my opinion, early in the second half. Get things nice and aggressive, get the intensity back and put Newcastle under pressure. Something the good sides like Liverpool are very good at. 10-15 minute spells, put them under pressure. Never came once in this game. We managed to get 2 goals because we're full of good quality players who can do good quality things, but the stuff that we've got used to, like, I just don't know. I feel like some people have said the squad's past its sell-by date. I just feel like the squad's peaked, if you get where I'm coming from. 100 points, 98 points, it's like I was hoping for 95, 96 points this season, have a nice steady decline, but injuries and the way things have gone, and a little bit of poor recruitment in the summer, it just isn't there for City at the moment. And I feel like finishing second place, it's gotten to a point at this moment in time, like, I know the season's long, but you just offer me second place, I'd probably take second place right now, because things just aren't clicking. They're not where they need to be. We know what it takes to win titles, and how we're playing and what we're doing at this moment in time is not what winning titles is about, what Liverpool are doing right now, grinding out game after game after game, not playing well but winning 3 points here, 3 points there, 3 points here, 3 points there. What they're doing is how you win titles, and I'll be honest, they are well on their way. Liverpool, well, they're playing a lot better than us, putting their chances away, something which it's just not right at City. I don't know what it is. Second half it was flat again. First 15 minutes it just had 15-20 minute break come in, all guns blazing. It's just none of it there, nothing. Foden came on the second half, Bernardo Silva came on too for David Silva and Riyad Mahrez respectively. I was happy with that. I like Phil Foden, I think he takes risks, but like I said, it's just the whole squad, there's just something not there, something that isn't right. I don't know what it is. We didn't play well in this game. We managed to go 2-1 ahead. Fantastic finish. Kevin De Bruyne, wonderful goal. He was trying in this game, so he's got my JSGC man of the match, because he was trying. I saw it, trying for everything, made something happen finally. I think it was like the 85th, 86th minute we managed to pull that off. That was fantastic. Great goal, and thought, whoo, got away with one here. Not one bit. Foul committed by Fernandinho. Quite lucky not to see a red card really for 2 yellow cards, because player just skipped right past him, brings him down, and it's just so predictable. Shelvey's lining up to take a shot on the edge of the box, he just passes it across, and Rodri just turns his back as he goes and chases him. He needs to chuck his body. He needs to chuck his body at that. That is poor. Like I said, City's recruitment, I like Rodri. I think in a couple of seasons, give him a couple of seasons, he'll be a good player, but right now he's learning, and because he's learning, he needs time, and time when you're challenging for Premier League titles and challenging for every cup competition that there is, you just cannot do that. Good goal by Jonjo Shelvey, good goal by Kevin De Bruyne. 2-2. Newcastle defended for their lives. Fair credit to them. Come forward, create a couple of opportunities, score a couple of good goals. City grinded all game, managed to get a couple of goals. Like, we weren't clinical in this game, but we still managed to get a couple of goals. And to me, that should be enough to have won this game. Our defending completely at fault for why we haven't come away with 3 points. Instead, it's another point. It's not a loss, but we didn't play particularly well, and all the flaws that I've spoken about over the last couple of weeks, it's still there. Things need to be done. Just have a quick look at the stats here, just so you can see how in control City were of this game. 77% possession to Newcastle 23, 24 shots from City, 9 on target, 2 goals. Disappointing that with 9 shots on target. Should be looking for 3 or 4 goals. Newcastle 6 shots, 3 on target, managed to get a couple of goals. More blocks from Man City 2, 755 passes, 88% pass completion rate. Like the build-up and everything there, but it's all just a bit too slow, bit too pedestrian. They need to work on that. They really need to work on their intensity. Hopeful crosses, 38 crosses put into the Newcastle penalty area, connecting with just 10. That's 1 in 4. It's pretty disappointing. Newcastle put 10 crosses in and didn't connect with any, but they still come away with a point. They're going to be delighted. So well done to Newcastle. Defended really well, took their chances. Couple of good goals from Willems and from Jonjo Shelvey. They go away with a point, so well done to Newcastle. Honestly, I thought they did better than what I was expecting them to. I said before the game, Rafa Benitez is gone. We've got Steve Bruce here, but just lost against Aston Villa. Managed to respond, come up against the current Premier League champions, and did so. Yeah, fair credit to them. For City, I feel like the title's over. We're going to drop more points come now in the end of the season, and I feel like 95, 96 points is what's needed to win the Premier League. Liverpool are well on course for that, and probably more at this moment in time. And the more no pressure is put on them, the more likely they are to get more points, because I feel like they'll drop points only when they're put under pressure. We're not the team at this moment in time to put them under pressure. We're going to drop more points, I can guarantee, over the next month or so, especially if we're playing like we did today. So to me, just looks like a bit too much, and things need to be addressed in January and in the summer. So I'm just going to speak about that instead. I feel like Benjamin Mendy's just getting worse and worse for City. I don't like criticising players, but he just looks out of it. His crossing's not very good, his positioning's not very good, his control of passes isn't very good, his passing overall isn't very good, and it isn't the level that we need for a left back at City. Wing back's very important. He isn't at the level that City are looking for. I know he's had serious injuries, but it seems to have impacted his confidence, because even when he used to come in for 5-6 games and do cameos, he used to be excellent, but he hasn't been anywhere near that level. And I think that City need to start thinking about signing new players, and a left back would be high up on my agenda. I know we brought in Angelino, but he's a young player that's going to take years to settle. We haven't got years. We want to get back to that top level. They're going to need to go out there, splash the cash, and sign top players, because that is what's needed. Before anything, though, we need a centre-back. Fernandinho needs to get restored back into that defensive midfield role, in my opinion. With Laporte being injured, we need to bring in a new centre-back. Vincent Kompany leaving and not replacing him. We need to spend big to bring in a top-class centre-back. I'm past the stage where being stingy for City, spending 40 or 50 million and driving for a hard bargain. It's getting to a point where we need to sign top class players. Top class players are not cheap, but we need to start signing these top class players. If that means selling a player that don't want to be here, like an Otamendi or a Leroy Sané, then so be it. Use Leroy Sané. If you don't want to be here, we could easily get £100 million and go and splash £100 million on a centre back. Who that may be, I'll let you think about that in the comments below. But just something. We need help at that centre-back position because it's just poor. It's really poor. I guarantee Fernandinho playing at defensive midfield doesn't just turn his back. Fernandinho is the type of player, more players that we need like that's going to chuck their body and be on the line for City, particularly when that shot's coming in, because it was just too obvious. It's poor. We need to address it, and it needs addressing in the January window before the season ends up just going, well, tits up basically. So we need to do something about it. But yeah, we'll have to start turning our focus to the cup competitions, the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, taking them very seriously, which I'm sure Pep Guardiola will. And of course, Champions League. Champions League, we've already finished first. And we will have Aymeric Laporte and Leroy Sané back for the last 16, so we do stand much better stead then. It's just we need these players back. We need them back soon. They're not going to be back for at least another month or two. We haven't got another month or two of playing like this. I feel like the titles, if it's not gone already, will be gone by then. Love to know your thoughts on that in the comments below. So yeah, don't forget, like, comment and subscribe. I've been JSGC. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and enjoy your weekend. Not been the result that we wanted. We'll just move on, so I'll see you all again for the next video. Peace. Ciao for now.